Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to Wrestle AM, half morning show, half wrestling show, all BS.
You got it right.
I know. I've messed it up a few times, I'm going to be honest. I am the huge one again, idiot Dave Koco. I am KocoSports on everything. Go look at a phone book. Go look at a phone book right now. Look up KocoSports. That's me. Who do you think still uses a phone book? You know who uses a phone book? A raccoon named SidsLight. He's SidsLight on
showing
everything.
off.
Yeah. I once bought an ad. I once bought an ad in a Yellow Pages, and it was like $10, but it was like $10 a day, and I was like,
stud looking for hot woman.
no, it was just like KocoSports. We're Wrestle Sports Media. You know, it wasn't anything pervy. I don't know. Can you put pervert stuff in the ads? Anyway, so he said it was $10. I was like, that's cool. Here's $10. And then it was $10 a day. And I was like, I ain't paying this. And then the next year they gave me a bigger ad for free. And I was like, well, you know what? God bless the phone books. That's why they went out of business. I don't know. Maybe they're still in
probably.
business.
That probably didn't help them.
No. They're like, KocoSports and Wrestle AM. When's the last time you know a phone number? Like, know what I hate? I hate going up to, you go up and they're like, what's your phone number? And then dude, I just get so fucking angry. Like, bro, where the fuck we live in? 1988? What the fuck? What's my phone number?
Let me get my phone out.
Yeah. And then it takes you a second to find my card. And like, what are you doing?
Hold on, sir. It is. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay, here it is. This is me.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, so times have changed. Welcome to Wrestle AM. Speaking of times have changed, Hinders the Jinder. Oh my God. How could Tony Khan say something bad about another company? How could he insult our corporate overlords? And how could he do it to such a wonderful, sweet man as Jinder? How could he do it? How could he do it? I have no idea. The internet has lost their minds.
He's doing the thing he's been doing, where he just wants to create drama and then tweet about something that is happening on one of the shows.
Here's the thing. Eric Bischoff challenged a man to a fight. Vince McMahon slapped reporters. Paul Heyman. Just go watch any Paul Heyman interview. Have we become so soft, or is it because we worship corporations so much? I don't understand. Like, to me, okay, Tony Khan talked a little smack about Jinder. Oh no, his feelings might get hurt. Oh no, there was a little smack talk we haven't had. I don't understand. Are wrestling fans the most sensitive? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
No, I think it's more that people are just like annoyed with it. Like, shut up, Tony. We're okay. Nobody cares. Stop trying to make drama. Because he's trying to just hard fuel tribalism. And why? There's so many wrestlers that are like, tribalism's stupid. We all want to succeed. And then he is like trying to just force it as hard as he can. And it's not making him look like they're a direct competitor. It's making him look like TNA used to, where he's trying to just desperately look like he's the best second option. It looks like they're desperately clawing at something that they can't get.
I think the best thing they can do is just because I think, and I could be wrong, I think Tony Khan wasn't cutting an Eric Bischoff, Vince McMahon, Paul Heyman promo. I think he was retaliating. Like, you know that one kid that's like, I've had enough. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. Here you go. And then that's it. I mean,
like this billionaire's son was scrolling down Twitter and just looking at his feed and saw a random guy say, I can't believe Hook's getting a tighter shot.
And that's it. Like, he just snaps.
I see. And that's when he's like, but yet nobody's saying this about WWE's Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. Here's my thing.
I actually did see people bitching about Jinder Mahal, though.
Just like Vince McMahon, just like Triple H, just like Paul Heyman, they changed because people are kind of softer and they worship corporations. So it's a little different. And here's my test. Okay? I think me and Raccoon, we might argue if it's Tony's fault, not Tony's fault. Yeah, Tony out of line, not out of line. I think we're not on the same fence. I think we can all agree it's not Jinder's fault. So let's take Jinder off the cutting block, if you will. Good job, Jinder. Get out of here. Yeah. Now, look into the camera. Look into my eyes. This is probably your fault. You're like, how could it be?
My fault?
Not your fault. Well, maybe. We'll find out. Let's see if they check mark. People, and I've said this before, let me get my little rant. If you're always positive, your voice doesn't matter. If you're always negative, your voice doesn't matter. If you only defend one company, your voice doesn't matter. What is the positive guy gonna say? Was it good? Let me fake a reaction. Oh my, it was so good. What's the negative guy gonna say? Everything that didn't hire me is bad. Brr, everything is bad. What's the one guy gonna say? The corporate, can we say that for instead of, look at that, I'll make my own censorship. YouTube, no need to thank me, Mr. Google. No need to thank me. You know what I was gonna say. There's no purpose for these voices. They don't exist. And here's the thing. You're like, Dave, but maybe it wasn't me. SidsLight is like, maybe it wasn't me.
Definitely wasn't me.
We have proof in the pudding.
At no point have I encouraged his behavior.
1 week span. We're on to it. This is it. If 1 week ago, when Jinder showed up to no pop at all, and everyone got on the clickety-clackety Twitter machine and said, he's the worst fucking human being ever, and now you love him, you stand for nothing! You have no standards. Do you know standards? None. You're a piece of shit. That's all I'm saying. Now, a lot of times, people change their mind through a course, you know? Here's an example, for me. I was not a big fan of Jay White, but I think he improved. I wasn't a big fan of Jake Lee, but I think he improved. But it was over time. Jinder Mahal hasn't done anything this week.
The modern day Maharaja has done a lot of great things.
If you, 1 week ago...
He's been very funny on Twitter.
Oh, he's hilarious. If you, 1 week ago, before this billionaire son said anything, said, oh God, it's Jinder, and then popped for The Rock... And then this week, you love Jinder. You have no standards.
3MB.
3MB was over like a son of a goose. But that's the thing. If your favorite wrestler leaves your company and then you hate them, you have no standards. If one company is absolutely awesome at everything, you have no standards. If one company is horrible at everything, you have no standards. And a lot of times you're like, old man Koco, you're too mean. Jinder's the perfect example. So if you see a piece of shit on the social media machine and he hasn't changed his mind in a long period of time, Jinder Mahal has exposed you all. Exposed you all.
Yeah, but for me, it's more, I don't really care about the Jinder aspect. I'm just tired of the Tony Khan equivalent of standing outside of the stadium, holding up a paper with his card on it, screaming, "Look at my card! Look at it! It's better! Look at it!"
I mean, he's got to promote it.
Yeah, but there's.
I mean,
like,
what about Paul Heyman?
There's people on your
Paul
roster.
Paul Heyman ECW. Paul Heyman ECW.
That's a different time. Right now, you have massive amounts of wrestlers saying that they don't want tribalism, that they all want to see each other succeed. They want people to just be like, pro wrestling is good, and instead we have this hold on here scream into the sky about it.
Hold on, that's until they get their own podcast.
Well, yeah.
then everything changes. You need that Papa H money.
Advertisers.
You need that Papa H money.
I mean, we're not talking about like Booker T, who's obviously on one side,
but
there's a ton of them who are like anti-tribalism, but yet we've got, one of the main guys being Hey, tribalism, tribalism, tribalism.
Whose
Like, come on, dude.
whose podcast has ruined the reputation the most? Because I think JR's podcast, Stone Cold's podcast, I don't think they've ruined their reputation.
Booker T's.
Booker T.
No,
Dudley.
Bubba Ray.
Yeah.
It's Bubba Ray.
Taz ruined his reputation.
No, Bubba Ray's in the lead. I gotta say, it's Bubba Ray, dude.
You think
Bubba Ray, yeah.
So, listen,
You didn't quite know as much about Bubba Ray before the podcast. You knew Booker T was a sellout. When Booker T let that feud with Triple H fly and didn't say shit,
that was insane.
You knew he was the company man then.
Yeah,
But Bubba Ray, you didn't quite know he was an idiot yet.
And then he's like, I'll show you. Taz's podcast. Let's break in. Taz's podcast. I once got my dick stuck in a toaster. And that's the fans' fault. How? Oh, stupid wrestling fans. I haven't paid taxes in 27 years. Damn wrestling fans.
But some of the wrestling podcasts are great, though.
Yeah. So
the Swerve one's pretty good.
But here's my thing. If you're all positive, we don't need you. If you're all negative, we don't need you. And if you defend one company, we don't need you. I don't understand why that's a thing. And I think Jinder. I think Jinder exposed a lot of people. And for that, I love Jinder. Oh, this guy's the champ. He's so horrible. Oh, man, I love him. Oh, man. Could you imagine if this is how any other industry worked? Could you imagine? Be like, oh, man, I really liked Michael J. Fox, but when he left Family Matters, screw him. Where did you go? Are you anti?
I didn't want to be associated with what you were saying.
I'm just saying it would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous.
Speaking negative of Michael J. Fox, and I won't stand for
Well, yeah, but the example was, it was horrendous. Horrendous, I tell you. Horrendous.
I hope the next time you go to get a shot at the doctor, Michael J. Fox is the one giving it to you.
You went a little too far, man. Think about it.
Yeah,
dude,
that's what you get.
Listen, dude, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. If Khan can't make fun of Jinder, you can't make fun of Michael J. Fox. Oh,
Why?
Not cool. Not cool.
My mom's got Parkinson's. I'm allowed.
The thing is, you can go after athletes. You can go after actors. You can't go after wrestlers. Like, there's no other fan base. I mean, you can, but they would cry about it a lot.
Watch Tony Khan do it.
To go, Tony, go. Go, Tony, go.
Next week on Twitter, Tony Khan addresses. I don't know who yet. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Maybe it'll be us. Maybe he'll be like, I'm tired of this fat bastard and this raccoon piece of shit.
Podcasters are like gold diggers. When they see big number, they interact. They don't see big number, they don't interact. We need big number to interact. You got big number? We need big number. Where's big number? And then you could say anything. Speaking of saying anything, good old Eric Bischoff is back. Oh my God, dude. I hope he's getting paid for this. There's so many people in the podcast world that will say absolutely anything.
I don't think he's getting paid for it. I think there's a ton of people who will listen to Eric Bischoff just because he's Eric Bischoff.
That is true, but
Eric Bischoff was in WCW. He was great. Well, Bischoff, we got no NWO WCW. He's one of the greatest guys ever in the history of wrestling. I don't know much of the history behind it in reality, but I love Eric Bischoff.
Well, the best part is, Dana White. There's something called propaganda. Go watch your news station if you don't know what it is. But propaganda works. Dana White is awesome at propaganda.
Oh, yeah. Look at how many people like Paul Heyman.
UFC.
He's morally
loves
bankrupt.
Propaganda. Yeah, so the propaganda works.
John Jones, look. People like him, and he is a huge scumbag. Dude ran from an accident he caused, then ran back to get his drugs, and then ran away again. I mean, come on.
I mean, but I think it's okay because, the victim was a pregnant woman.
The ridiculousness of the whole story. I'll never get over it. It's the type of shit you think is an Onion article or a cartoon or something. No, that's John Jones.
Oh man, we need big numbers so we can get away with hit and runs, or we need to be better at propaganda. Eric Bischoff literally said that AEW is becoming TNA because they're signing too many WWE guys. Now,
I don't think that's why they're becoming like TNA,
but
it doesn't help.
Here's the thing. When TNA was at its worst and it fell apart and fans started, Bischoff was in charge. Does he forget that? Like with him and Hogan and bringing people in? And now my thing is, does he have Alzheimer's? Maybe concussions? Maybe that?
Real quick, though, I want to point out there's a major flaw with his argument. And at that point, TNA was using mostly the WWE wrestlers for their stories. Whereas if you actually look at what AEW is doing, are there WWE former wrestlers there? Yeah. But most of them that I would say they're using actively are actually former ROH stars, too. And I think that's more the reason why they're being used, not because they're former WWE. And if you take into account former ROH stars, it's a lot less WWE people than it seems.
And here's the thing. If I was going to pull a Twitch, if I was going to pull, we got to cut everyone, the WWE stars are the first ones to go. Hardys, see you later. Jim Ross, good night. You know, Taz, all right, see ya. Like, Mark Henry would stay, though. Don't you dare take away my Mark
commentary.
Henry. What's that?
I like Taz on commentary.
He's a lot better. When he first started, and I'm reenacting
here.
Yeah,
but he's getting better.
He is getting better. He's like Jay White. He's like Jake Lee. He's improving. But when it was him and JR, it was the worst. It was absolutely
he's improving now. He works great as a third man.
And not only that, but I always like to see the proudness in his voice when his son comes to the ring.
Yeah, and he makes the hook matches extra good.
Yeah.
And honestly, he sells a lot of wrestlers up.
Taz, you can stay. Taz, I
Taz
apologize.
is one of the better commentators in AEW about actually making the wrestlers sound threatening and believable.
Okay, Taz.
Like he'll see a move and he'll be like, "I've taken that move. That is no joke," and stuff like that. Like, he's fun.
All right, you know what? The raccoon saved your life. Okay, you know he's gonna blame you. He's like, "I got a job because of wrestling fans."
Yeah, because of raccoons. You're welcome.
All right. But here's my thing. It's either Eric Bischoff, he's old, senile, concussed. He's doing propaganda hoping that no one realizes he's the man that helped ruin TNA.
I forgot you said that the dates were that way.
What's that?
Where you had mentioned to me before that the dates that Bischoff was referencing for TNA,
he was in charge.
Actually, when he was in charge.
Yeah,
that's hilarious, dude.
I don't know. It would be like getting dating advice. I don't know. It's just weird. And then Eric Bischoff, you know, because he's all in on the WWE product, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're honest. But your voice means nothing.
No, I think he's desperately just trying to make money from somebody who wants to get hired.
Yeah. So here comes Eric Bischoff, you know, and he's like, it's just like TNA, but you were in charge of TNA. And then he's like, I can't believe Tony Khan did this. You challenged Vince McMahon to a fight on live television. What is wrong with you? When did you become so weak and old? Here's the thing. Come to Japan. I feel like there's TikTok videos. Come to Japan.
Come to Japan.
Steal your best storylines that you were in the building and said never happened.
Steal the best storyline.
And I would love to fight you. I just love it. Think about it. You challenged a man to a fight, and Tony Khan's like, yeah, dude, I don't really like this wrestler. And then I would be awesome. I don't care. I'd let it happen. Same thing. Bischoff used to be a man. Look at him now.
Bischoff's beating up old veterans.
Hell yeah. Just bring it on. Come to Japan. Yokohama. Here's the thing. This statement is ridiculous. But that used to be you. You
No
used to
grown-up
be
can accept
strong.
that.
And now you just fucking... Like, I can't believe that you used TNA as an example because you were in charge, you know? I just, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. It is like being a big brother, crashing your car on a test drive, and then going to little brother and be like, don't be an idiot. And I believe you're just like that jerk that crashed his car on a test drive. And the little brother's like, but that was you. Listen, if Tony Khan was a memester, obviously he does not look like he knows what a meme is. I would literally put Tony Khan's face on the kid. But I learned it from you, Dad. That it's just Eric Bischoff. I just can't believe how short-term memory is. And the thing is, people are like, yeah, he is starting to be like TNA. And you think Bischoff's like, got him. He's like, yeah, that company was the drizzling poos. Who was in charge of it? Oh, well, yeah, we can look over that. We can look over that. I mean, we don't have to look into it. So...
Which one of them is it that's obsessed with on a pole? No, that's Russo.
That's Russo. Yeah.
They're both idiots.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should do a podcast together.
Oh, it would be great. It would be great. And it would be absolutely
fantastic. Just scream
fantastic.
at each other the whole time. The 3 episodes at last would be gold, though.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, like, what he's making fun of Tony Khan for, he did. And then he's like, well, I thought that... Yeah, like, yeah, but you couldn't have done anything without Daddy Big Bucks out of Atlanta. I know this is going to sound bad. Who's the Donald Trump of Atlanta?
Donald Trump?
Yeah, it's TBS. Turner, that's it. I don't know. I don't mean to mention Donald Trump. I know I offended 20 people. Like, But he basically owns Atlanta. Good old Teddy Turner. Good old Teddy Turner. I don't know. It just shocked me. And I guess because, like, people are so tribalistic, it's easy to do. You're like, yeah, this idiot, just like TNA. It would be like a former president of the United States moving to a different country and being like, yeah, dude, you don't want to be like America. Did he used to run that place? Well, it wasn't me, it was. And here's the thing. Weren't you the one that said you needed more WWE stars? Dixie's like, I think we have too many stars. And Bischoff's like, not enough, boys. Bring them all in. That's what I did. And here's the thing. Would you have had success without Ted Turner's money and bringing in WWE guys? Now, granted, that leads up to a counterpoint. You know, if WWE goes by and sweeps up everyone and cuts them, are they really former WWE guys? But it's a good question. I don't know. I just found it insane that no one called him out on it. I just found it insane.
I will stand hard on the fact that I'm by no means a hardcore AEW defender, but I will say
there's mistakes.
I definitely think you can't include guys like Samoa Joe or Adam Cole as former WWE guys, because I guarantee you in Tony Khan's eyes, they're not former WWE guys. They're ROH guys.
Yeah.
I guarantee you everyone who has worked for ROH for any period, in his eyes, is always a former ROH guy over a former WWE guy.
Yeah. And it is crazy.
Which is fair. He has ROH. Like, it's fair to treat it that way. They're coming home. It would be the same as, like, if AJ Styles went back to TNA now, would people be knocking them saying, oh, you put a WWE guy at the top? Because it'd be ludicrous, because he's not a WWE guy. He's a TNA guy. Like, I joke and I say he's a Japan guy, but we all know AJ Styles at his heart is he's TNA.
Oh,
that's where he started.
NWA Wild Side, huh? You're going to disrespect the NWA Wild Side? The IPW Hardcore?
No. Are we really going to go back to every place he's ever wrestled? Come on, TNA is where he really got
that's where he got on the map. But here's the thing.
New Japan just catapulted him into super.
And AJ Styles is a perfect example. Is like, so many people on Twitch come into chat and be like, oh, WWE fans always loved AJ Styles. And then, like, people that watch TNA just giggle. Because that wasn't the truth. Like, it isn't the truth.
Shinsuke went back to New Japan. Would they say, and was actually trying and was up there, would they be like, oh, they're putting a WWE guy up? No. They'd be like, "Oh, Shinsuke's back in New Japan."
No, they would just say he's washed like Edge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't be accusing guys going back to a place they were from as being back there, but they're acting like they are now. Whereas AEW ROH is basically one.
Dude, do you think NWA Wildside's still in business? I doubt it, because the promoter became an agent.
Well,
dude, AJ Styles going back to NWA Wildside? Hell yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
I don't like to talk about the Billy Corgan Wildside.
I haven't watched NWA in a couple seasons. You think they've improved?
No.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I enjoyed the first couple seasons.
Yeah, well,
I never got to see the dinosaur,
champion, and that's where they lost the right to have any viewers.
They're like, no views for you. You've messed up, former WWE guy. Come on.
What's next? Eric Bischoff to them?
Give him time. Give him time. Bischoff and just people in general. It feels weird that you're accusing people of stuff that you did. It just feels weird. Just get clips of Eric Bischoff, Vince McMahon, and Paul Heyman, and see what they said before this. Like, here's the thing. Tony Khan's message on Monday Night Raw about Jinder. How much does that get any airtime during the Attitude Era? They would just throw that segment away. Like, oh, that segment's stupid. Didn't work. So, Bischoff, I'll accept your karate dojo challenge. Come to Yokohama, where you steal all your good ideas. Then if you're like, you're threatening me, I'm saying, no, I'm just doing what you did, Dad. I'm just doing what you did, Dad. That's it. That's all. Problem solved. Here's my thing. Last take on this. You're gonna be the judge. Yeah, you need a little judge hammer, okay? SidsLight, you're the judge. Do you think Eric Bischoff is like so pro WWE that he's insulted himself? Do you think he's so old he forgot? Or do you think if he insults TNA, they'll forget he's part of it? When he went off on saying, you know, it's starting to become like TNA, what aspect do you think it was in his brain? Oh, he's got a hammer.
Not think. Yeah, that's right. I do, bitch.
Dude,
yeah, you didn't think I had a hammer.
I did not. I did not. Now I respect you. You are a judge. I got a hammer.
Yeah.
All right, Eric Bischoff.
I think Eric Bischoff, nobody gives a shit about him.
And he'll say anything?
He's desperately clinging to the last vestiges of fame that he has.
Got it.
That's how I feel.
All right, final.
That's my judgment.
Final judgment. There you go. All right, put your hammer away. We got next segment.
Yeah, putting the hammer away.
New faces, new places. Everyone's popping around. It's free agent time. We got an enemy of Tony Khan's, allegedly. Jungle Boy Jack Perry showing up in New Japan. That event is still going on as we are recording this. He had a band on his thing that said Scapegoat, and he tore up his AEW contract. If nothing says rip it up. If nothing says Attitude Era, that's it. So yeah, Jungle Boy Jack Perry to New Japan. Good, bad, indifferent, scapegoat. I think he's definitely a scapegoat. You know,
I would say he was the scapegoat. It was that way at the time. It was pretty obvious. If you listen to the story, it did what he did. Yeah, slap on the wrist worthy. Totally fire. No, that's definitely. I had to fire CM Punk because of you. That's how it feels to me, at least. I had to fire CM Punk because of you.
Tony's backstage. Like, I just wanted to book CM Punk for the rest of my life. You took this away from me.
I was going to make him the best thing we ever did.
CM Punk was not getting his own way. You got it his way.
Second AEW legend after Sting.
You got it his way, not him. He never gets it his own way. It was you. You took away my favorite.
I mean, he did say in that promo to Drew McIntyre that, like, you know, the only person who can stop me from winning the Royal Rumble is myself, and I got out of my way a long time ago. And that made me laugh.
Maybe
because I don't believe you, Punk.
Maybe I'm a jerk who's about to get beat up by Eric Bischoff, but I don't
You
know.
did challenge him to a fight. So what if he does? What if he?
Dude, it would
accepts?
be amazing. But
You have to do it if he accepts, right?
oh, I have to. I'd have to fight him. There's no doubt. Like if he accepts, it's going down. I mean, it's not going to be like a street fight or anything. You know, we could go to a dojo, make it professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we're gentlemen here. We're not criminals. But I don't know. CM Punk. I don't know. Like losing in the UFC and then going back to WWE. I just feel like let down all the time. Like, I think it's good for WWE. I think it's good for WWE fans. But for his legacy, it's like, how can you take him seriously? He's like, you know, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, for Punk? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Drew McIntyre. Like, here's the thing. Two guys
Drew
left.
bettered him. Everyone else bettered themselves when they left. He's the only one that came crawling back because he got in trouble in all the other places.
Yeah, like, if you see Drew McIntyre's journey, you're like, wow, what a hero. You see CM Punk's journey, you're like, oh, it's kind of rough. Kind of fucking rough. All right. I don't know. I just can't. Because, like, when CM Punk was a young man before he got his ass kicked at UFC and came crawling back to WWE, I believed his words. And I'm sitting there as a fan, listening to him talk to Drew McIntyre. I'm like, Drew, just fucking break him. Just break him right now. He can't fight. He can't talk. He has no morals. He has no standards. Break him. And I don't know if that's what you want if you're the big tough guy hero.
No, I don't see him as. I think. I don't know.
Like
I don't really think of him the same anymore. But as far as like Jack Perry, though, do you think it's a work? Do you think it's possible it's a work they have a working relationship with New Japan?
I think it's kind of.
Doesn't it seem a little odd that he'd go to New Japan if they really had a problem with him?
Well, I don't think he's gonna go with CM Punk in WWE.
Well, yeah. But I mean, if Tony Khan really didn't like him, isn't it possible this is a work though? And
I mean, it's a possibility, but it's one of those good works. You know what I mean? It's like attitude work.
It's an interesting idea for sure.
Yeah. Like I like the ripped up contract. I like the scapegoat. It's what we call the shoot fabe. I mean,
it'd be interesting if there were a few other people that were kayfabe jaded with Tony Khan, or who had been vocal about being jaded, that they set up, and he started his own faction in New Japan, of like sort of an outcast of his own.
Yeah.
Like imagine like Miro going over there and being work rate with him.
Oh, that'd be great. Him and Ishii. Ooh,
yeah,
that shit would be awesome.
Like you send Miro over there. Miro would look amazing in New Japan.
Yeah. Because he can really go. I know it sounds weird. A lot of people, like, that's one thing about there's between wrestling in Japan and America. You got to follow that sentence. He can really go to be over. If not, you're Finley's son, and they just stare straight ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, he can wrestle. I think Rusev could put on bangers in Japan.
So it could be a shoot fabe. It could be, oh, I got an idea. Because you got to remember, you know, when Stone Cold went to ECW and shot on WCW, it was like kayfabe, but not really. It could be one of those situations too. But Tony might be calling Mr. Ghetto. But Ghetto? What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this? So
that's true. I guess we'll know if he backs away from it.
Yeah.
Like if he backs away from it after this, then maybe he did maybe there was a call and it was like, hey, we got a partnership. We can't.
I feel it's a good moment. But if Tony Khan is legit offended, he could definitely use his power to have New Japan to say.
Down, probably.
Oh, yeah. Because think about it. If you're in New Japan, you're like, oh, you have access to Will Ospreay, Moxley, Jericho, and the AEW roster, people that you love. Or
Omega.
Luke Perry's kid.
Brian.
Oh, my God. Luke Perry's kid versus Finley's kid? Woo, that's a horrible match.
I don't know why you want to do that to Jungle Boy.
I wouldn't want to do that to Jungle Boy. I wouldn't want to do it to anything.
Who else showed up though? I know Mercedes was in the audience with I believe Bailey at TNA, but they were just watching.
Yeah. She I think WWE kind of screwed Bailey because not Bailey. I'm sorry. Sasha Banks.
Mercedes.
Yeah. Mercedes Moné. Because like they were negotiating and they're like, we're not working with her and she'll probably sign somewhere else soon. Screw her. It's like. Really? I don't know. To me, that's a big FU move. You know,
she must have asked for too much or tried to get too much.
Probably, but he definitely
or
negotiates.
just wasn't willing to negotiate right then.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's there is that age old approach to it of make your price so high that they can't possibly meet it if you just don't want to go there yet, sort of a thing.
I've done that twice in my life, and the companies
People
both
do it.
met it. No, people met it. Like
I know that's why people do it though. Is they put the crazy price of I don't want to go there, but if you're willing to pay this much, okay.
Dude,
and sometimes they do.
The crazy part is it mentally breaks you. Like I had a translation.
You're like, why the fuck did this work?
I had a translation company, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna ask for a ton of money, and then I asked for a ton of money, and I handed them the piece of paper, and they said yes, and for the rest of my life, I was like, how much more could I have gotten?
How much more could I have been making?
Because like I just handed him his paper, like they won't pay this amount. I handed over. He's like, yeah, no problem. I was like, all right, you scarred me for life. I don't know what's going on, but I am scarred for life. And
like that scene in Always Sunny when they're negotiating to be the mailroom clerks.
Yes.
They're like, what if we split it? And he's like, how's minimum wage sound? They're like, great.
All right, so Perry, hopefully you do good. And here's the thing. He's really dedicated to his craft. He's still young. He's got some fame. He's got a hot storyline. This could be good for New Japan. Hopefully he comes to Japan. And it could be good for his career. Because a lot of times, he's a little rough around the edges. But he's young and have tons of potential and tons of hype. So he could do something. And who knows, this might be New Japan and Noah have excursions where they send their young guys off. This might just be a kayfabe excursion.
An AEW excursion. That actually could be really cool.
Yeah. Either way, shoot also, or not a shoot, entertaining.
It also helps New Japan's domestic growth, which, like, in America, because that's the whole point of the Battle of the Valley, right? Isn't that part of their domestic?
They want that American cash, and
yeah. So getting guys like Perry, it helps.
Well, it's the worldwide thing. B, a lot of people don't realize this unless you live here. The yen is, or an economist or an investor, but most people don't realize the yen is crashing. So if you're making that American cashola, you're banking in money. Like even if you're not making as much. Like if someone says, "Hey, do you want me to pay you in cash or yen?" It's like, yeah, I'll take cash every time. I'll take American cash. And even the pounds, but I think the pounds act wacky. Yeah.
I don't have a place to use
Dude, let me tell you, dude. When I have to pay...
I'm in America.
When I have to pay an American and I pay them in yen, it hurts my heart every time. I'm like, I sent them $6! How is this half my yen?
I can tell it hurts you.
It does. I send a raccoon at least $3, but it comes out to, I'm being sarcastic here, 827 billion yen. Yeah. It's like, all right, good. I don't even know what the hell's going on. What are you doing over there?
The island of Tokyo.
And speaking of new faces, new places, Dolph Ziggler. Is it Nick Nemeth? Or is Nick Nemeth his brother?
No, it's Nick Nemeth. It's him.
All right. So Dolph Ziggler shows up in TNA. And it was weird because he showed up in New Japan. He's going against Finley's son, Gomenasai. And New Japan's having a big event in America, and he's like, TNA. He heard Andy Paps and Tight Spot were there, so he wanted to go. I think this is a perfect spot for him. I mean, it is weird that he didn't show up for the New Japan event, but I think it's a perfect spot, new company. And not only that, but TNA for a long time have been in bidding wars with AEW and WWE to get a star, and they just kept losing. So landing a Dolph Ziggler is huge, and hopefully he could do really well there. So, yeah.
Has Riddle landed anywhere yet?
MLW and New Japan, he's made appearances, but I don't know if they're full-time contracts.
Okay.
Tanahashi pretty much poo-pooed on him.
Oh, so, that's not good.
Yeah, it was kayfabe. It was kayfabed, but it was kind of funny.
Well, to be fair, considering Riddle's fondness for substance, I don't know if Japan's the place for him.
Yeah, maybe not. But they did this big video package where he looks like $1 million, and he's like, I want to challenge you, Tanahashi, in a video package. And they cut back to the arena, and Tanahashi's like, I don't even know who that dude is.
No, I mean, that's fucked up. He buried him?
Yeah, he buried him like in 2 words. He's like, I don't know. I'll go watch some videos. I'll see who that guy is. I don't know who he is. So,
Brutal.
yeah, rough spot. Oh, man. So, yeah, new faces, new places. Who do you think's going to be better? All right, bring out the hammer. The hammer is now a thing. How long does it take to bring up the hammer? Am I like driving you nuts back there?
I gotta go find the hammer every time.
All right, well, let's explain. Judge, Internet Infantry, it's your time to judge. Perry in New Japan or Dolph Ziggler in TNA? Who does better? Who does better, Judge?
Oh, it's definitely Ziggler.
Okay.
Ziggler anywhere is going to do better than Perry. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, David?
I don't know. I just wanted to see the hammer again. I'm going to be completely honest.
Dave. No, the hammer. I'm disappointed in you. The hammer's the judgment on you for thinking there's any world where. Listen, I like Perry. I'm high on Perry. I'm higher on Perry than most people are, I think. Mm-hmm. That said, there's no world I'm putting him in the same boat as Dolph Ziggler, who I think legitimately can carry Finley's son to a good match.
Oh man, that would win over some fans. If Ziggler could have a good match versus Finley's son, it would be absolutely fantastic.
Ziggler can have a good match against anyone.
I believe so. And also, there's a commenter. I apologize, I don't have it in front of me, and I'm going to paraphrase. I'll say commenter 47 down in the comments. Say, I'm commenter 47, and that's him. Someone said that, we should be a little harsher on Ziggler because he didn't go out on an adventure until he was fired. But I don't know.
No, there were reports that he requested that he actually wrote them and said he wanted to leave.
Yeah, but he re-signs. I think re-signing hurt his career a lot. I think
but at the end of the day,
he's back now.
I'm not going to give him shit though, because what was he doing in the whole when they weren't using him? What was he doing with his time? Do you know?
Do you think he handed him a piece of paper and Vince matched it?
No, seriously though, what was he doing with his time? Do you know?
He was like a stand-up comedian and an actor.
Yeah, he was doing stand-up comedy, and he was pursuing a genuine passion of it. So to him, he wasn't completely wasting his career. He was getting paid to practice another passion of his and pursue it, and getting a reasonable reason to tour around and get booked that way. Sure, did he wait maybe too long to leave? Probably. But is he still going to have some absolute bangers? I think so.
We have a Japanese word for that. Shinsuke Nakamura. Dolph Ziggler pulled a Nakamura. Yeah, Nakamura doesn't try in WWE. Look at him. He's just surfing. He's hiding in the...
Yeah, but Ziggler tries every time you put him in, though. That's when you put Ziggler in the match, he does try.
Do I have to
explain
can't
deny
the joke?
That.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care. No, I'm just not letting anybody poo-poo on Dolph Ziggler. I'm done with it.
Hey!
He's here to show the world.
Show the world.
Listen, he's a great wrestler.
He gives and he... By the way, my Japanese friends are practicing that promo and then following up with, and I have a match against Finley's son. You give, and you give, and you give, and what do you get in return? Finley's son.
All right, here it is.
All right.
Dolph Ziggler said he sent emails to the boss saying, I have to move on before they granted him this release.
Yeah.
So he did request this release.
He's like, hey, let me go. He's like, I'm going to let people go. And he's like, all right, I'm the first one. It does feel good. Listen, I know this is not...
I mean, they would have kept him, I think. He was a safe hand. He was reliable. He was very loyal. I don't think they would have cut him unless he asked for it.
And also, this is me overthinking. Always a dangerous pastime. Do you think he chose TNA and New Japan over AEW because if he returns to WWE, that's more understandable? It's kind of like I feel like a lot of wrestlers choose their companies they go to wisely so they don't burn bridges. Or am I overthinking?
I think he chose TNA and New Japan because they're the spots where he can make the biggest splash.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He has to know New Japan is the spot he can go to and prove that he can work with the best of them. Because if he goes to New Japan and puts on bangers, and I told you off air, I think he might want the Finley match because if he can prove he can put a great match on with Finley's son, then that is a really, really, really strong resume builder post WWE that proves, hey, I'm good. You know what I mean? That's hard to deny if you're a New Japan fan. You see that and you're like, okay, he made Finlay look good. This guy's got it. And as far as TNA, if you're looking at AEW or TNA in the US, where is he going to get the most use out of? I think it's easily TNA.
Yeah. I don't know. I see your point. And also, overthinking again. He's working with his brother, and maybe his brother doesn't feel like he got a fair shake in AEW.
Oh, that's possible too.
I mean, it's possible. We're just throwing out guesses here. We have no idea, no facts, just guesses.
It could also just be who offered him the bigger truck.
Yeah, and TNA's been looking. TNA's been looking for that big star. I know that, but I feel like him in TNA he's a huge star. Him in New Japan, timing wise, he's a big star.
Yeah.
Him in AEW kind of gets lost in the shuffle because they've had so many big signings. Yeah. You know, because like even though I love Dolph Ziggler, if someone says Dolph Ziggler or Will Ospreay, I pick Will Ospreay every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
I think it's a really good pickup for both companies, though. I think this is a great fit for Ziggler and them.
Speaking of new faces, new places, Amazon wants to get Raw. WWE to Amazon. The streaming wars continue. And let it be known that I am a Twitch partner and an Amazon author, and I make a big chunk of clams, as the kids would say, from Amazon.
I'll say flat out.
So I love my overlord.
If Amazon got the deal for this, and I could watch Raw live on, if I could stream it, that's a different thing. Like if I could watch,
I could do like a legit watch
party. Watch party, that'd be another thing. But just being able, if I could pay just for Prime to be able to watch Raw live, I'd be much more inclined to watch Raw on there.
Yeah,
even with the commercials, I wouldn't really care that much because I'd rather, like I'd be able to just pay one sub and just have access to it, and that would be a win.
Yeah, I don't know, and I agree. I think the streaming, because the thing is, I think streaming dominates in movies, streaming dominates in TV shows. What cable's got is live sports. That's what cable has the advantage of streaming. And considering that SmackDown is not SmackDown, Fox is throwing SmackDown and the TV networks are not willing to pay money, I think this is a perfect fit. I think a lot of people are going to complain at first, then get used to it. Because, like, even the NFL playoff games, people are like, well, I'm going to stop watching the NFL. Okay. Yeah, okay. You're going to stop watching the NFL. Sure you are. But I think this helps out. And, go ahead.
Well, they're saying that second place would land on FX. But I think Amazon Amazon has way more range for what it can actually do for WWE at this point, I think. Where I don't see TKO even being like, no, it's better for us to go here, unless the money's absurd. Because you're not just looking at how much is it going to help both Amazon and WWE to have Raw on there, easily accessible to a lot of people that way. Especially because now Amazon can look to expand it in other regions. As the Raw deals expire in other countries, Amazon can look to expand where they can actually stream Raw too. And then eventually become the home of Raw entirely, which is pretty powerful for a wrestling fan, getting wrestling fans to buy your service, you know?
Oh, 100%.
But
God.
Looking beyond that, though, there's the possibility to offer watch parties on streaming, which can get some crowds into it, which aren't necessarily into it right now. There's also the games, which they can get streamers to advertise, and they can put features of inside the Twitch Prime and stuff like that to get more traffic toward their games. I just see it as an absolute win for both companies. It seems like a great deal for both.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Fans, pretty good.
And older fans will know this. When it comes to cable and any form of moving entertainment and live, pro wrestling has been there. Pro wrestling is always like the pioneer of trying new things when it comes to the sports world. And to me, I think this is a win-win. If you can get it where you can watch Raw, you can watch all WWE. Like if I was Amazon, I would go for it all. It makes no sense just to have one show. If I'm Amazon, I go for it all. I make it international. I make it live for everyone. You can watch the replays. All you have to do is pay for Prime, watch parties. It would help Twitch. Because here's the thing. Sponsorships want to be everywhere. If you're on Twitch, you're on Amazon, you're on all this stuff. And it's just a win across the board. I honestly think, unless the money is there, FX kind of embarrasses the brand a little bit. Oh, it used to be on USA. You know, FX is kind of a smaller. FX is where good shows that get canceled but still have enough audience moves on. So, to me, FX would be a step down. Unless there's tons of money. It's real easy. Like, oh, well, you know, I'm taking a step down for $8 billion. Sure, go for it. But and let it be known, unlike Booker T, Eric Bischoff, and the rest of those people, I make a small living off Amazon. I just don't want to be, I don't want to be phony baloney. I don't want to be phony baloney. But I think Amazon's a good thing. And I feel like right now the streaming war is very important. I think Netflix dominated. Netflix was scared. Netflix is still winning. I think Twitch is scared and hurting. Amazon is just printing its own money. I feel like this is the best bet for both companies. I don't know if it's going to happen because this is the worst case scenario. Someone goes, "Oh, I hate that I have to get Prime," but they're still going to get Prime. They're still going to get it. Just make it easy and understandable to get. I only say that because there's some Japanese streaming services, not Wrestle Universe or New Japan World, but others, Abema, that you need a PhD to understand how to use it. Like, just charge us one price. If you want some bonus pay-per-view prices, go for it. And all that, but it's the same company that goes UFC. Think about it. If you have live UFC and live WWE, that is huge for the streaming. So
it's also huge for the getting like that young male demographic, like the 17 to 23. I think it's the range that's really big with.
Yeah.
Combat sports and pro wrestling.
Yeah, so you want that top peak demographic. And the reason why you want the top demographic, a lot of people don't understand this, is when you're a young man or woman, when you're young, you're deciding. Like, the drink you're drinking right now, you decided what you drink. Like, statistically speaking, the drink that you go and get at a restaurant, you chose that at a young age. The football team you root for and buy products for, you chose that at a young age. When you get up there and get older, you don't spend as much money and you've already made that decision. But when you're young, you make that decision, and then when you're in your like 20s and early 30s, statistically speaking, that's when you spend the most money. And then when you get in your 40s, you're like, spending money is stupid. So that's why certain demographics are more valuable than other demographics. Was that too nerdy? I feel that was too nerdy. Man, that was too nerdy. So, I don't know. Here's the thing. Do you think a lot of people will complain? I think a handful of people will complain, but then just get used to it.
I don't know. I don't see a reason to really complain. Like, it seems like an absolute win. Slam dunk.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here. There's a playoff game on a streaming service that you have to pay for in the NFL. It's just one game, and people are very angry. But that's the thing. I think if Amazon only gets one event, maybe they're angry. But if it's the whole thing, I don't think anyone gets angry.
It's just every episode of Raw. Like, how's that different than USA having it? It's not.
Well, most cable users don't consider their cable payment a payment as they would for Amazon.
The world's changing.
Yeah. The world is changing.
Get ready. World's changing.
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the R-Truth. All right, debate time. R-Truth. He's in Judgment Day. He's officially in.
He's definitely in Judgment Day.
Can I tell you a story? I was on the Twitch machine. I was doing my twitching. I was like, hey, guys, how you doing? Twitch.tv/KocoSports. And if I'm not on the air, check out SidsLight. But, I'm twitching away. And
in other words, every day but Friday.
Friday night's a great night for Koco. And I was like, someone came in and be like, oh, is R-Truth in Judgment Day? I was like, yeah. He's like, actually, it's just a storyline. He's not there. No. R-Truth is the man. And R-Truth is the king. He sold more merch than CM Punk this week. Everyone bought.
That's
He's
right.
the number one merch seller.
The two top shirts are R-Truth Judgment Day shirts.
Here's the thing.
The two top shirts.
R-Truth is 976 years old. He can wrestle better than most people.
Ron
and his prime
Killings
was
is a legend.
Ron Killings, NWA champ. Absolutely amazing. And here's the thing. Koco, they call me Koco no haha. That's what I say. I walk by, I go to Cork and Hall, like, there's Koco no haha. I usually don't like the haha. Ha-has are usually not good. R-Truth's top tier haha. I absolutely find him hilarious. Top tier haha. Awesome wrestler. And, found the fountain of youth. And, yeah. R-Truth is just absolutely amazing.
You can give that man anything to work with, and he'll make it work.
Yeah. The crazy part is, it's like, he's the perfect guy for sports entertainment in WWE. Like, he's just perfect. He's like,
I would like to believe that when R-Truth comes in and he's like, I want something to do, that Vince just like, Triple H just like grabs a hat and he's got a bunch of different names of different wrestlers and factions in it. And he shakes it up and he's like, all right, pull one out. And Shu pulls one out. And he's like, oh, Judgment Day. and then he goes out. And then one time he pulled one out and he was like, pretend you won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I saw a funny joke that R-Truth should win the armbar, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
he should
yeah.
act like he won the Royal Rumble because of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, man, that would be gold. I would die for that.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Where do you think the story's going? I mean, we're having the ha-has. Because, like, kayfabe-wise, they're saying he's not in. And I don't want to live in that world.
I imagine they're going to end up beating the ever-living crap out of him. Or did they go the other way? Does he end up saving one of them at some point?
Oh, yeah, they're about to lose a title, and here comes R-Truth. He saves them.
Maybe R-Truth actually ends up being super useful. Could you imagine if they kept R-Truth and they kicked out JD?
Well, here's my thing.
They're like, JD McDonough, you're not good enough. Instead, we're taking R-Truth.
I don't even consider JD on the list.
That was like
10 out of 10. Ever. Yeah. I'm sure some of our Irish friends are going to be angry.
Yeah, Dark Metal fans going to tell me that was 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Perfect. You're in. Yeah.
I learned it from Finley's son.
Nice. But here's my thing. JD shouldn't be in anyway. He's just an extra guy. And Finn Balor kind of gets lost in the sauce. Maybe Finn Balor and JD go on their own, and then Finn Balor just leaves JD on the side of the road. Finn Balor goes off on his own adventure, and it's a little threesome. You got R-Truth, you got Rhea Ripley, and you got Rey Mysterio's son.
What about Priest?
Oh, fuck, he's there. Does he have money in the bank?
How
big are fucking factions? Factions are too big! Four fucking people is a faction!
No, JD shouldn't be in it. R-Truth should be in it.
Yeah.
But I think the most likely outcome is they're going to break R-Truth's heart, and that's going to be a big heel moment for them to sort of re-cement them as heels to the fans.
What if he starts his own faction? Like a knockoff Judgment Day, and then you can just have a couple people there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what we could do. I just say put him in Judgment Day. I mean, half the fucking guys are worthless.
I think they're going to end up betraying him because I feel like that's a really great way to get, because they're all pretty over, like they're pretty liked. That's a great way to get heat on them again. Is having them obliterate R-Truth for like 5 minutes in the ring.
Yeah, and then a little bit like if they can yeah, I see.
Like imagine they lose a belt and it has nothing to do with R-Truth. Like they just lose the match, but they blame Truth for his shenanigans and everything, and they just jump him in the middle of the ring for like 3 to 5 minutes, just shit talking him and jumping him. That's gonna get them mega heel heat right now.
And then a face
People
comes
love
up.
R-Truth.
Yeah.
No, the face doesn't have to come out.
Yeah.
Nobody has to come out and make the save.
That's true. That's when you know he's a true face, when he's getting beat up and no one saves him.
And nobody's helping him.
Yeah, that's true face. That's a true face. You don't need help. You're a face.
And that's what really makes it a heel
Heels make
moment,
best
I think,
friends.
too, is when no one's coming to save him and it's dragging on.
I don't want to see that for R-Truth. I'll be heartbroken. I
But
want to see R-Truth
wouldn't
smile
that be
and
a
have
great
fun.
way to get heat back on them?
It would be. It would be. But
Instant heat on them.
Yeah. All right. R-Truth, we love you. And you'll always be in Judgment Day in my heart. Hell, dude.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's great.
Who do you cut? I mean,
Lil Jimmy told me that it should definitely be JD.
my favorite.
Lil Jimmy Donna.
My favorite R-Truth moment is when he runs out. Well, when he won an NWA Championship, that was pretty awesome wrestling-wise because he can go. But
He's great.
when he came out and he cuts a promo about being Money in the Bank and Kane's like, "You're not in," and everyone dies laughing. He's like, "Oh, that's on me. That's my bad.
That's my bad.
That's my bad." Best moment. All right. Next, Rock, Paper, Cody. We're talking WrestleMania. We're talking Royal Rumble. We're talking the big one. Well, it's safe to say Roman Reigns is going to be there. I don't know if CM Punk is going to be there. He'll probably go wrestle for one of the other 87 titles. And now, does Rock finish the story? Or is it Cody's? And what would he do? Let me just get this out of the way first. I think Rock and Roman are going to fight in Australia. And Cody and Roman are going to fight in Mania. And Roman is going to win. I'm just calling my shot now.
I think you're being short-sighted with that.
All right,
vision.
go on.
Hear me out.
I'm going to listen.
All right. Angle 1, Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre gets eliminated.
Oh, I thought she was going to win.
Cheats to also eliminate and cost CM Punk the match to set up his match with Punk. Then we have Cody wins, obviously. Cody is going to go on to face Roman at Mania.
Got to finish that story.
However,
Believe.
Roman versus The Rock does not get a clean finish. And that leads to the rematch at WrestleMania that becomes a triple threat with Cody in an attempt to recreate the Daniel Bryan triple threat moment and put Cody over super hard and have The Rock and Roman basically lose the match by infighting, costing the family everything by not being able to get along.
Oh, and Hulk Hogan keeps his record. But even though there's like different titles. Interesting. Yeah, and then Cody gets his moment, and then bam, the head of the table, and the family breaks up. I like where this is
Cody
going.
gets his moment. The bloodline breaks up. You give a moment for where Roman could even start to go face if he wanted, based off like remorse, reflection, all that. If he wanted, I doubt he would. I mean, he could at this point.
And then, like, I regret that they don't do this more often, but it would be cool to see The Rock get jumped on a red carpet. Like, you came to my world and cost me everything. And then you beat him up a little bit. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. Here's the thing. Negative me was like, that's going to be a horrible match. I don't think any of them are going to be good matches. I think you rotate those 3 parts, and Cody can go. Roman can do a sports entertainment match, but 90% staring. And The Rock is as wheezy as me.
I think the Rock Roman match is going to be sports entertainment as hell.
Oh yeah, it's going to be mostly
It's
staring.
going to be spot fest. It's just going to be. This is the next thing we do. Rest hold. This is the
witty
next
remark.
Spot. Rest hold.
Witty remark. Witty remark. Rest hold.
My question: do you think there's a promo battle in the middle of the match? Do you think that there's a point in the middle of the match where they stop fighting and Rock gets on a mic and then he gets back on a mic before they start fighting again, just to stall?
I don't know, man. The Rock might be. He might do one of those New Japan promos, but not be kayfabing. Roman Reigns. Roman. I never liked you as a kid.
Actually, that'd be hilarious, dude. I want it now. That'd be great. Could you imagine just The Rock wheezing out a promo?
Oh man, because the thing is, you can get, speaking athletic, you can get that big and not have cardio. He's a big dude, so. He's probably the type of guy that can lift the ring up with one hand and toss it around like a pizza, but then like walking up the ramp will blow him up.
I'm really interested to see what its moveset's gonna be.
Hey, you
He'll
got to
still
hit
be
a
able
rock
to do
bottom.
the rock bottom.
Yeah, he'll
That's
still be able to do
easy.
the rock
He
bottom.
could definitely do the rock bottom.
He can do the little
elbow
people's
drop, I
elbow.
imagine he can still do.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't do much
But
to begin
I think
with.
he has to include a few power moves at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you think he gets
You
fined,
don't get that big and not include a few power moves, right?
Well, not only that, but he'll have to hit Roman's finisher on him. So Superman punch, spear.
Do you think he does the Andre the Hulk throwing Andre thing out to Roman? You know, it just picks him up over his head and just chucks him.
I mean, he could definitely do it.
Do you think he does?
I don't know, because he might not want to make Roman. I don't know. That's a good question.
I
I think 98% of the match is staring at each other.
I think there's going to be a lot of rest holds, yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's just over crazy fast? Like, what if it's just a complete squash?
Like Goldberg, Brock?
Like, what if Roman just absolutely demolishes The Rock and then cuts a promo about how he's not a part-timer, how he never left the business?
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I like it. You just, it would put it over. Storyline-wise, it would put it over. But, dude, can you imagine? Those Australians are probably paying like 900 billion buckaroos.
Like,
they go in.
Just get a 3-minute Rock Roman match.
I just traded 3 of my best koalas for this goddamn ticket. That is a boom spear. 1, 2, 3. It happens. I have no idea. So, but here's the thing. I know this might sound bad. Roman doesn't wrestle too often. Roman's more of a sports entertainment brawler. I don't know if I'm wrong for saying this. I think I'd rather watch a shitty Roman match that means something than anything Seth is doing. Like, I see Seth, I'm like, what a fucking joke. That's not a real fucking belt. Too many belts in wrestling. And I know you corporate lovers are like, what about this company? Yes, all companies. All companies are making the same mistake. Every single one. There's too many belts. Do you think there's a company out there that only has like 3 belts? There's probably like an indie company, but I'm saying like a televised product. Oh, yeah. Well, that's only 2 televised products. But yeah. But they'll probably add more. That's a good point. It's too early. It's too early to tell. But
inevitably, they all
WWE has too many titles. AEW has too many titles. TNA has too many titles. Noah has too many titles. New Japan has way too many titles. I've never missed a New Japan show in about 2 to 3 years. I don't know all the titles. Now, I'm sure like it was Wikipedia, maybe it's some old, but let's be honest. What's the Never Openweight Championship doing? Absolutely nothing, dude. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, I think there's only that many titles so nerds could say who the champ is. I actually believe the North Dakota Southeast. Because here's the thing. I take a friend to Wrestle Kingdom every year. And the only event he sees is Wrestle Kingdom. And he's like, bro, how is everyone a champion? He knows nothing about wrestling except one event a year. And he even brought it up. He's like, dude, there's way too many champions. It's like, does this motherfucker have 8 belts?
I don't know why you're talking. I've seen Koco's Dream.
You know what? We combined the title.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
I won't last.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm doing at Coco's Dream? EFED. I'm actually making it where you can use your Braden points and you can book your own title. I'm in on a trend. We have the top men, top women's, tag men and women, and then 2 lower end titles that get passed around.
It's a lot of belts.
It is a lot of belts. I just combined one. Should we combine
Sounds like
more?
You're a hypocrite.
You know what? I know you're a big fan of women. What if we just cut the women's roster? Bam! We cut our belts in half.
If you don't care about it, you may as well.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, but how is Bearfriend supposed to dominate the division and make everyone in chat angry?
Best wrestler I ever made.
Yeah. There you go. Rock, paper, Cody. Here you go. Do you think... All right, let's just get it out of the way. CM Punk. He ain't fighting Roman Reigns. That's not happening.
I think Punk, even if he wins, is going to end up going after Seth. I think Punk is guaranteed either Seth or Drew.
Do you think Punk wins? Who would you have win the Rumble, and who do you think's going to win the Rumble? Because it would be really weird if CM Punk won the Royal Rumble.
I would have either either Cody or Drew win the Rumble. That's who I would have win. Of the big 3, that's who I would have win.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have Punk win.
No. He might win, though. It would just be weird. It'll be weird for everyone. I don't know.
I really think it's got to be Cody, though. I'll be shocked if it's not Cody.
Yeah, so we'll find out. You can do it, Cody.
But honestly, that might be why Cody doesn't win, is just because it feels so obvious that it's going to be Cody versus Roman at Mania at this point.
Yeah.
That it almost, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they don't do it just because it's what everyone expects.
R-Truth wins to represent Judgment Day.
To that I would say, though, just because everyone expects it doesn't mean it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I talk about this all the time.
Sometimes everyone expects it because it's the natural point for things to go.
Yeah. Because, there's a couple pay-per-views where, I predicted it. I was like, that doesn't mean it's bad. We all knew the Titanic was going to sink, but when Jack sunk, we all had tears in our eyes.
I didn't.
Dude, have you ever seen the interview where Leonardo agrees with the internet? So Leonardo is really angry that, they didn't use a smaller piece of wood. So, during the recording of it, they're
because it looks stupid.
He's like, dude, we should use a smaller piece of wood. I can obviously get up there. And it's like, no one will notice. And then, 50 years later, Leonardo's like, I hate that piece of wood.
About.
Yeah. It's like, no.
He's like, I told him to do a smaller piece of wood. They said no one will notice. Now what does everybody talk about? The wood and the fact that Rose shouldn't have pulled me on.
Rose is a whole
I don't know
person.
why they didn't have a piece of wood that was clearly just big enough to hold her.
Speaking of the last Stinger is going to call it a career. Before we talk about the match, we can all agree there's good and evil in the world. Oh yeah, one of the greats. There's good and evil in the world. And good people pick Surfer Sting. I wouldn't trust the man. I would not trust the man. That's my first resume thing. I'll be like, oh, so you like to work for Koco AM? Nice. Let me see your resume. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, dude, your resume looks amazing. Favorite Sting. And it's like, I like Joker Sting. I'm like, get the hell out of my office!
You didn't even pick the second option.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Surfer Sting
He
for
was
life.
really good in the main event Mafia, though.
Oh, God. It just...
You remember the things he did with Kurt Angle? Weren't they great?
Surfer Sting for
life. The best era of Sting's career was definitely in the TNA main event Mafia.
I remember, he was like, yeah, you're a young lad, so you don't turn on wrestlers too often. Nowadays, you're like, what? I'm out, I think Sting might have been the first guy I turned on as a fan. I was like, Sting's my favorite. And he's up in the rafters. I'm like, I don't want to play with you anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
I loved him because one of my favorite movies was The Crow. So I was all on board. I was like, hell yes. They just combined two of my favorite things, Sting and The Crow. This is great. I was all on board immediately. That was what made me like WCW more. I fucking was done with WWE after that. I was all on board with Sting. I don't know about you. You're crazy, dude. I was all on board.
Two things.
Sold out for Sting.
Two things that are going to disappoint you. One, I didn't like Crow Sting. And two, I've never seen The Crow. The Crow was always playing on the background.
I've even seen the TV shows. I've seen all the movies.
Really?
I love the dude.
I used
to watch the TV show.
I went to junior high and high school parties where it was always playing in the background. I've never seen it.
You got to watch The Crow.
I think I have to. Maybe a little homework.
Brandon Lee died making that movie.
What if I watched The Crow and be like, Crow Sting was better than Surfer Sting? Just tears.
Well, that won't happen. Surfer Sting was too good.
Oh, Surfer Sting.
The worst part about Surfer Sting was just that he worked with the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, but he was called something else then. Oh,
they were the Sling Blades.
Yeah, it's all coming back.
I think they were the Sling Blades, weren't they?
I don't know. They were they had weird names.
What were they? They had a name. Fuck.
They had a tag team. There was the Dingo Warrior.
Tag team. What was it?
Sting Warrior.
I'm Googling it now.
All right, we're Googling it. This segment brought to you by Google. Hashtag not
the
a real
Blade
ad.
Runners.
The Blade Runners. Yeah, buddy. Wasn't he one the Dingo Warrior?
I don't know.
Who is the Blade Runners in wrestling? Here we go. I'm gonna use Bing.
Steve Gordon and Jim Hellwig.
Who is the Blade Runners?
I just told you.
Tag team.
Monkey.
No, they didn't go out with their real names.
Yeah, they did.
Dude, they did.
Yeah.
What
Why do you
the hell?
question?
I had to Bing it first. I had to Bing it first. Where is this Bing? There you go. I Binged it. You're right.
Actually, they went out as Sting as Ultimate Warrior.
Did they really?
Later. No, that was their names after.
Okay. Man, Bing gets really depressing. It's like Blade Runners give you facts, and then the next story is 20 wrestlers who tragically died in car accidents. Did not see that coming. Gotta be honest, did not see that coming, Bing.
Hellwig became the Dingo Warrior, and then the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, so there was a phase in between.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now I know, and knowing's half the battle. Anyway, Sting is having his last match. I think it's March 3rd. If it's not, correct me in the comments. It'll be at a pay-per-view in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think Crash Andrews and Toogie are going. I could be wrong. And
On a date?
I'd like to. They hold hands. You know what? That's why they have a big podcast and we have a small podcast. They go to pay-per-view and hold hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us,
You don't
dude.
hold hands.
No, our numbers are fucking hurting. You know what?
Oh, my.
Second turnbuckle, bring it on.
Boom Boom. Do you think he's awake? Do you think Boom Boom will be mad if we called him? We're like, surprise.
Is it like 2:30 in the morning?
Segment. Yeah, it's 2:46 a.m.
It's not even a BS segment. We're still on Last Sting. I just think we had
right.
BS.
When we get to the BS segment, we'll call Boom Boom. We'll wake him up.
He'd be so angry.
Like, what are you calling me?
There's no way he gets past the YouTube censors.
I vote we try it anyways.
Is it Saturday night there? Yeah, it's Saturday night, so he might.
Yeah,
oh, but I don't know.
Saturday,
He's a newscaster, so he might just work.
Who knows?
He might be at work. It's a 50-50.
You're right. We probably shouldn't do this.
Sting, North Carolina, and he's gonna team up with his son, not his real life son, Darby Allin.
Yeah, Darby Sting Allen.
And they're going against the Young Bucks. And non-AEW fans hate it, and AEW fans love it. I wonder which one Tony Khan will listen to.
It'll be a great match, dude. And plus, Sting reportedly said after his last match against the Bucks that it was one of the most fun matches he had ever had. So, like, if he's picking them as his last opponent, he's had fun with them. The Bucks are undeniably one of the best tag teams in the world. I think it's a great final match for him. Plus, there's going to be, like, the I love you, I'm sorry moment we know is going to happen.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, like, it's perfect, too, on many levels. One, he gets to be with Darby Allin and be a part of Darby Allin's match. Two, he's old.
Yeah.
That's why his last match is a tag team match.
Protected heavily in this
and
match.
Second, he's going to be protected. And third, his opponents are small.
Yeah.
If it's your last match ever and you're like, hey, take on the Young Bucks, they're cruiserweights that fly around. Or, I don't know, Samoa Joe. Maybe Samoa Joe's a bad example, but who's a big guy that can't
Or the
work?
Authors of Pain.
Yeah. Just, it makes sense. I'm okay with this match.
Yeah,
I don't know why people are angry.
Solid match.
I just think maybe.
I don't know.
Do you think it's just tribalism, or do you think it's like a legit anger?
I don't know, dude. I don't know why anybody's angry about this. I feel like it's going to be a good match. The question I have, though, is do you think Ric Flair betrays him?
Oh, my God, that'd be
It's his
great.
retirement match.
It is
I feel like Ric Flair has to betray him in Charlotte, right?
I
It's
don't know.
either Ric Flair betrays him, or this is the one time Ric Flair doesn't betray him, and Ric Flair makes the save.
But not only that, but they might hug and cry. Or they might pull a Muda. Where Muda after he spoiler from 2 years ago, after he loses to Naito, calls out Chono and they do a joke match. So Sting might call out Ric Flair as a joke. They might copy. I mean, Muda and Sting were close.
I don't think so.
But then again, Ric Flair would be like, this is my last match. So, yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm picturing the Young Bucks put him over. Him and Darby give the... Like, just imagine, like, Peter Parker and Tony Stark last moment. And then at the end, Pepper Potts, Ric Flair, them hug in tears. Oh my God, if they steal the line, now you can rest.
Who's the third person in the main event Mafia? It was Kurt, Sting.
There was a lot of them. I know Samoa Joe was there.
Yeah, but there were three
Maybe
main
Kevin
ones.
Nash?
Was Samoa Joe the third main one?
I'm bigging it. No, there's a lot. Big. Wait, I don't have to bing bing. Wait a second. What am I doing? Main
event Mafia TNA.
an event.
Dude. I already got it.
Mafia.
Calm down.
No. Me and Bing. What do you got? You got AJ Styles?
Fuck, there's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Scott
There's too
Steiner.
many
Never
factions.
mind. There's too many.
Yeah, too many.
How many dudes were in this?
I don't know. There's not even a fucking correct
Everybody
list.
was
Oh, here
in
we
it.
go. Okay, here we go. Main event
Nah, it's
Mafia.
Booker T, Sting,
Kurt Angle,
Nash,
Kenny-
Steiner. It's everybody.
All right, Kurt Angle's the original leader. Then Sting's the second leader. Then you got Kevin Nash, Booker T, Scott Steiner, Christian Cage, Samoa Joe, Tracy Brooks, and second incarnation. Oh, so there's more than one incarnation. With Sting, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Magnus, and Rampage Jackson. Rampage
So
Jackson!
Samoa Joe was the only one that was in both with them.
Yeah, so
So what
Sting,
if
Kurt
Samoa
Angle.
Joe and Kurt
Samoa
Angle
Joe.
came out and beat down the Young Bucks for him?
Oh, that'd be nice. And then they leave main event Mafia style.
Yeah.
and then 90% of people that didn't watch TNA or Impact go,
Yeah, but Andy
Why are
Paps
they here?
would really pop.
dude, Andy
for this.
Paps would be like, hell yeah!
Andy
TNA,
Paps would lose
TNA, T. Now, what's the best part about them changing their name to TNA? I never stopped calling them TNA. I don't need pieces of shit to tell me it's actually Impact Wrestling now. I hated those people. I can't wait. Dude, they just turned it to TNA today. If fucking one motherfucker calls it Impact Wrestling, I'm like, I think TNA. Oh, I can't fucking wait. I've been waiting for revenge. I've been waiting. This is my moment. But Sting, thank you for your career. Surfer Sting's the best, and it should be
I think
interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll.
Do you
be
think the
a great
Young Bucks
match.
put him over, or do you think Sting goes out on his back? Because here's the thing.
I don't. I'm torn
it's
because
tough,
on
yeah.
one hand, no
Or it
matter
could be
how,
Darby
how
gets
the
the
match
pin.
ends, he's either putting over Darby or he's putting over the Bucks. I think.
Yeah. Well, what about Sting Splash followed by a Darby move? 1, 2, 3. Because the Young Bucks wanted to go on vacation and come back as heels. And then
That's
Sting's
true.
like, no, I want to fight you. It's like, God, son of a goose and biscuit sauce. Let's do this.
I don't know, man. I really could see them just trying to obliterate Sting. That'd be a good way to make them heels.
Oh, yeah, dude. They just...
Obliterate Sting.
And not only that, but, like, they don't carry him. They just expose him. Like,
No, don't do David.
too far? Too
no,
far?
we're not exposing Sting.
All right, not on his last match.
They've
Good
done
point.
perfect with Sting. Don't fuck it up on the last match.
What if Darby Allin betrays them and he's the third Young
That's
Buck?
the only possibility is that if Darby Allin not what? Why would he be the third Young Buck?
Dude, have you not seen the
What,
Von
you
Erichs?
just-
You got to add the MJF
No,
character.
no, he's not the third. No, he's not the third Young Buck. It's not going to be Darby Jackson. God, could you imagine them all coming to ring and him coming out all broody behind him with his skeleton half
Hell
makeup,
yeah.
but dressed in Hardy's pants? I mean, in Buck's pants and shoes and stuff.
Book it, Khan. You don't have the balls to book it, Khan.
Don't book it. Don't listen to him. You don't work in wrestling anymore for a reason. This is disgusting what you were gonna
Book
do to
it.
Sting.
Book it, Khan. On a serious note, Surfer Sting's the best. You had a great career, and I hope you have a magical night. And I hope you live a happy life
It
ever
should
after.
be good.
Yeah. So there you go. And I guess question for I was gonna say chat for the commenters, viewers, listeners, internet infantry. That's you. Favorite Sting, and why is it Surfer Sting? Surfer Sting best.
What
Sting.
do you think of the upcoming match?
What if he comes out as Surfer Sting?
That'd be sick. Could
Oh,
you imagine
God.
if him and Darby? What if Darby comes out as Surfer Sting?
Oh, I would love it. I'd love
Like
it with all my
Surfer
heart.
Darby? That would be so cool.
Hell yeah. And then he betrays them and becomes
No,
Darby Jackson.
don't stop trying to ruin everything. What is wrong with you?
All right. Ric Flair, Sting, hug. Hug it out. That's how it's ending. That's how the pay-per-view is ending.
No, I don't trust you anymore.
I don't know, dude.
You
This
keep
makes
trying
the
to
fun.
ruin Sting's last match.
I know. I don't know, though.
What did
Like,
Sting do to you?
he turned into the Crow and broke my little heart when I was a kid.
Apparently. Go watch the movie. Maybe you'll change your mind. You'll be
Maybe.
like, Pro Sting wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
Blatant
yeah.
ripoff, but not that bad. He clearly watched this movie over the weekend and came up with a gimmick, but not that bad. I'll die on that hill, dude. Whoever pitched that with the music, especially, there's no fucking way
I
they
think
did
it was,
not.
I
Watch
think it was
The
Scott
Crow.
Hall. I
Dude,
could be
whoever it
wrong.
was had watched The Crow.
Oh,
and was
100%.
super into it. and was like, "This is a gimmick." Because
Well,
I'm telling you, dude, there's no way nobody watched.
what
it, bro.
about if
I'm
we were
fucking
like,
not believing it.
we were in a different timeline? Because Sting was supposed to go into NWO, and Hulk Hogan had the Crow character. That's a timeline I want to live in.
I don't want to live in that
I
timeline.
want to live in that timeline.
Oh yeah, brother, I'm gonna teach you about justice. No, because he could never do the silent thing. He would never be able to do it.
Or is that it? He's just a talking crow. But not only that, but he can go do his movies. I mean, we didn't get enough. We didn't get enough by. Was it Bionic Commando?
No.
Ready to Rumble? No.
No, the best thing he ever did was that boat show.
Oh, Thunder something.
Yeah, Days of Thunder, was it?
No, it
Thunder
wasn't
Bay,
Days of
Thunder
Thunder.
Paradise, something.
Thunder in Paradise? I'm going with that. I could be wrong. You know what?
Hulk Hogan boat show. Hold on, I'll find it. Hulk Hogan boat show. This probably should have been Thunder in Paradise. That was it.
Thunder in Paradise.
That show was
Wait,
cool.
Hogan's unemployed, and Sting's a close friend with Hogan. Oh wait, he might
What
not
if
be.
Hogan
His
showed
WWE. He might be a
No,
WWE
he's
legend.
banned from NWA. I mean, from
AEW.
isn't
Yeah.
he?
My favorite tweet of all time, and who knows, it might be hashtag fake news. I'm getting tired. I'm just getting so tired of misinformation everywhere. Like, but there's one time Tony Khan banned his ex-wife. I don't know if that's true, but I hope it to be true. I hope it to be true.
You gotta stop reading Twitter,
Dude, it's out of control, man. It's out of control. Like, it's got to the point now, like, I just source it. Like, source Twitter and you giggle.
Are we on the BS now?
No, but we're about to. Let's just go to the BS. Sting, thank you for the memories, and I hope you have a great last match. The BS. We've been talking a lot of BS as it is. Do you got any BS? Because I got some BS.
Yeah, I have BS. How about
right.
the fact that friggin' did you hear the Wembanyama quote that he gave him?
No.
They asked Wembanyama, they were like, how do you feel about the fact that you're basically like asking him like how does he feel about the fact he's giving players crisis of consciousness when he dunks over him, like he's rattling them entirely, making him question basketball with his crazy dunks sometimes. And he said, and I quote, traumatizing, I hope, is the goal. This man wants to traumatize them with these dunks, and I love it. I'm all for it, dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm all for it. That's so good. I was like, man,
he's gonna be a fun player to watch.
he is.
He's like, because Bobo was a lot of fun, but Bobo couldn't live up to the hype that people at 2K. This is like the next level of Bobo, you know?
Yeah, dude, this guy's actually living up to the hype 2K gave him.
Yeah, this is 2K Bobo.
Yeah, he's fucking great. He has been so entertaining to watch. If he doesn't get ruined with injuries, he's gonna have a great career to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Not only that, but the Spurs always luck out. It always seems like certain teams luck out. The Spurs always have a good center or power forward combination. The Penguins always have a top scorer.
Pretty hard for a while.
That's true.
This was a well played tank by Pop.
Yeah. He's like, you know what?
Pop knew the draft class that was coming. He knew he had picks, and he was like, yeah, let's do it.
He's like, let's combine David Robinson and Tim Duncan together and scare the living piss out of everyone.
I mean, they've got picks next year, too. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious what he did again. He was like, hey, I'm going to have him play a power forward, let him get used to the NBA, and then switch him to center. And at the same time, tank my team's early season so that we can't possibly get a high seed.
And they get it, like 1-2 combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Think about it. He gets it. Like, I mean, the picks aren't great for next one, but
yeah, but if you're a good thing, you know, you go back and look at the NBA drafts, you could tell like what team knows what the fuck they're doing and what team doesn't.
Oh yeah, like I don't think there's any. If you have the amount of picks they do, and Bronny's there, and you know you're going to get Braun if you pick up Bronny, then yeah, I would pick up Bronny just to have Braun for a year next to Wemby. Even if you only play him as like extra minutes, Braun, 6th man of the year, Braun, he's still going to be useful.
That's
so
not bad.
I that said though, I definitely think Lakers will make something happen to ensure Braun ends up with the Lakers.
Yeah. It should be interesting. How crazy is that? He came into the league as a high school kid, and he's leaving playing with his son. That's insane.
It's wild.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the rumor that he was quoted as saying that he wants to basically get to a certain score. I think he wants to get to 50,000 points.
Yeah.
And he wants to get to a certain point in scoring all time, and then he
just
wants to
retire.
score 5,000 with his other hand. That's a pretty good way to cement you're a great scorer. If you get the highest scoring of all time, and then at the end of your career, add on another 5,000 with your other hand.
It's not bad.
That's a big brag. I don't know if he could do it, but it would definitely.
Well,
it's hard to argue he's the greatest scorer of all time if he does that.
Yeah, maybe this is me and being an old man fundamental guy, but shouldn't you be able to score with both hands? LeBron's like, shouldn't you be able to jump 9 feet in the air? Okay, LeBron, good point.
Well, I think it's more like exclusively doing it with that hand.
Oh, like not going
to going up on a layup and then switching to the other hand. More like taking jump shots with the other hand.
I see. Okay. I just thought he was like always going right hand.
No, I'm thinking it's more like one-upping the Larry Bird winning the 3-point contest with his offhand thing.
Got it. Well, good luck. Yeah, I'm getting really into the NBA. Man, Greek Freak, Joey. It just seems like a lot of these European players remind me of like 80s. I like Embiid too, but I don't know. Even though Embiid just looks like that guy who's trying too hard to pad his stats.
Yeah, Embiid also feels like he works too hard to get the fouls on him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's trying too hard to get fouled.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that style of play. That he's undeniably good, but like
maybe
if
top 5.
If I'm gonna choose a guy to watch, he's not in the high list of guys for me to watch.
To me, it's Greek Freak all the way.
I think I don't know if I'm looking at guys to watch, I like watching John Morant because John Morant is just he does some incredible stuff scoring. Though he's out for the season now. Wemby does some just nut stuff. Giannis is just Giannis, and though Giannis gets away with traveling a lot, there are a lot of great players to watch. Honestly, Luka's great to watch.
Yeah, it's a pretty stacked league. It's fun again.
Nikola Jokic.
And I know it sounds weird. I feel like the Europeans brought the NBA toughness back. I feel for like in the 80s and 90s, men were men, and then it became like a little boys league where you couldn't touch each other. And then the Europeans are like, fuck that. Bring it on.
Draymond Green? Draymond Green is definitely touching people.
Really?
Yeah, Draymond Green clotheslined somebody.
That's what I'm talking about. I need some of that.
Go bear in a chokehold.
I don't know. I've told this story before. When it comes to NBA, when they got rid of the hand check and the Nets moved to Brooklyn, I just walked. And then NBA 2K brought me back. So like there's a gap.
The Nets are good right now.
Yeah, they're not the New Jersey Nets. Brooklyn Nets do not exist. It's not a real team. It's a bunch of thieves. And don't you be like, they started the new Long Island. They are the New Jersey Nets. New Jersey Nets. What?
Who's your team then?
I honestly, when I came back into the NBA, I didn't have a favorite team. My favorite team was the New Jersey Nets. I love the New Jersey Nets. When I moved to Brooklyn, I was like, fuck it. It was like, because like it came
Don't
close.
Say the Bulls.
No. I went to NBA 2K and I opened up like, I don't know, you know how they have the power cards? It was like a black opal diamond in the sky, twinkle in your eye pack, whatever, you know, like one of the super cards. And I said, whatever this is, because my father-in-law wanted me to be a Lakers fan, so he bought me everything he buys me has a Lakers sticker on it. Or that is like, hey, I got you glasses. Oh, nice Lakers glasses. Oh, I got you an air condition. Oh, nice Lakers sticker on the air condition. So I think he really wanted me to be Lakers. But I was like, oh, no, I'm just going to open up this pack. I opened up the pack, and it was, I think, Dr. J. So I was a Sixers fan. I was all right. And it's easy to be a Sixers fan. I'm a new Sixers fan, but my brother grew up a Sixers fan. So, like, I know the history, Sean Bradley, So I'm a Sixers fan by 2K pack openings. But deep down inside, New Jersey Nets. I didn't know what it is, too.
Pictures of me in Celtics jersey.
I become a real fucking big bitch, right? I become a bitch when someone goes, oh, New Jersey Nets. Oh, the Brooklyn Nets. And like, oh, I just like, oh. I was like, you like the New Jersey Nets? Oh, so you mean Brooklyn? Oh, like.
You mean Andy Pabst's team?
Oh, he does it all the time. Yeah. I can't believe that people. I know it's crazy too. One of my friends always said this. So I'd always go to Nets games and then go hang out in Brooklyn. Every time I went to a Nets game, I'd hang out in Brooklyn afterwards. And I'm like, yeah, but they're in Brooklyn now. I'm like, no, it's not the same. It's like you don't even have to travel. Not the same. Get this.
It is the same.
It's not the same.
You're right. It's better.
Maybe, but not for me. I don't know.
Right, you could still call them the New Jersey Nets. You could wear a New Jersey Nets jersey to it.
Maybe. That's what I'll do.
Be like, I'm one of the old
Kerry
faithful.
Kittles. Oh, Petro jersey. Ooh, get a New Jersey Petro jersey. Oh, Petro.
Maybe they'll get their own team. In fact, there is an Atlantic City team.
What? When did this
Trash
happen?
Boys.
Oh, you're talking
Yeah,
about
the
video
Trash
games.
Yeah.
I thought you were like legit.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like
My
some
basketball
G
team.
League team or something.
No, the Atlantic City Trash Boys.
Yeah. So,
They're better than those Rumble Crafters.
Yokohama Rumble Raptors for life.
Yokohama Crafters.
Oh man.
Yeah, they drop turds. By the way,
yeah.
who do you think's going to replace Kang? Kang.
I don't
Marvel.
know.
What do you think happens with that? Because
They're talking about recasting, and they're also talking about bringing Doctor Doom, but it makes no sense to have Doctor Doom before the Fantastic Four. But the MC...
I saw a joke that they should just have Robert Downey Jr. do it.
Oh, I love that. Or
As Kang.
who's the original War Machine before he switched over?
Shit, the main guy, Terrence Howard.
Yeah, he should do it, so it goes full
Kang?
circle.
Yeah, I'm Kang, man.
So
I'm Kang, man. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm on board to hear him say I'm Kang, man.
I love Marvel, and I love superheroes, and I love comic books. And I've said this story. It's going to get dark, but
They should make more of you.
MCU saved my life. It's not an understatement. I was going to exit early, and I was like, I'll wait until after to see if... Because remember, a lot of people don't realize this, and I don't know why. And if you're an older fan, going into the movie theater, you didn't know if Thanos was going to snap. That was like the big question. They're like, they don't have the balls to snap. So when I was going to exit early, I was like, you know what? I'll just wait. I want to see if Thanos snaps or not. And then I just, got those dark thoughts out of my mind. But now, remember when Vince ran WWE and had no competition? The John Cena, Dave Bautista, Orton era? That's what it is now. Like, my wife stopped going to movies because of Ant-Man 3. She's like, I'm not going to the fucking movies anymore. Ant-Man 3
I don't know why you didn't love Ant-Man 3. It's so
horrendous. Good. It's horrendous. And now I'm watching it, but I feel like I'm watching it like it's a job. Like, I just watched
Kang in that?
He did with ants. I don't even care if I spoiled it. Fuck you.
Now
that
it's
movie's
over.
horrible. Anyway, dude, that'd be great too, because like the thing is, with Loki season 2 and Ant-Man, it kind of him dying by ants could be the end of his story. Like, oh well, the other Kangs just chilled the fuck out in another universe. Here's Doctor Doom before Fantastic Four, because that makes sense.
Which is still dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
I watched Echo, and I don't know much about the Echo character.
It's a sewing show.
It is a sewing show. When I watched Hawkeye, I was like, oh, Echo is the most interesting part of this. And it's like, she's getting her own show. And I was like, okay, cool. She's the most interesting part. Oh.
Hawkeye's not even the most interesting part of Hawkeye. Ronan is.
No. Yeah. So I got to watch the show. It is like, I could
did
tell.
Did the show do Ronan stuff at all?
What's that?
Was the show the Ronan stuff at all, or was it all Hawkeye? Like, was he doing the Ronan?
No,
shit,
he
where
wasn't
talking
Ronan.
down Yakuza and all?
No, Ronan. It was
That
one
his
of
best
those
stuff.
He talked about it, the past being Ronan, and I think the
that's
Ronin
lame.
suits in it, but not Ronan.
That's lame.
Yeah,
His Ronan arc was the coolest thing.
Oh, 100%. That's what everyone wants, but that's not what we're gonna get. So we get Echo, and I'm like, dude, she's a cool character. And the first episode is like, man, like the pitch is amazing. Like in a pitch, it's like, okay, this makes sense. It is the worst written fucking show I've ever seen in my life, and it just keeps getting worse. And I heard they edit out like 9 episodes. Let's put it this way: there is a segment in the finale about a grandma getting a sewing machine. The season finale.
It was important.
It was important.
She
I
found her passion.
it is such a bad show. And like the thing is, just like Raw, just like being a Celtics fan, see what I did there? There's a point where you're like, how much do I hold on to? Like, do you remember, you just let it go? Because here's the
What
thing.
do you mean? I'm a Celtics fan. We got the 2 J's. I'm not holding on to anything. It's great.
Okay, I was just trying to insult you. But you know, like when it's
it
going
doesn't
rough.
work. My team's good.
Okay. Well, but you know when it's like not going so well, but you hold
I was
on.
a Red Sox fan.
You hold on because you're like, it was good at one point. But then there comes that point where you're like, God, am I just fucking holding on for no reason?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I know what pissed me off. I knew it was a bad show. It's only 5 episodes, by the way. And it was so bad I had to pause it and watch stuff in between so I wouldn't lose my fucking mind. I didn't even watch so I made it 2 episodes in, and there's only 5. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I can do this. I can do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the completionist in you. You're like, I've done 2 episodes. Why don't I go 5? I kid you not, dude. I like had to stop, like 10 minutes in, and then I had to and then I had to watch like an episode of Sunny in Philadelphia, an episode of Futurama, just to like make sure my brain didn't turn into mush. It could be good. Why isn't it good?
Because it's bad.
It is bad.
A lot of it lately.
It was horrible. Dude, the series finale has a scene about a sewing machine.
It's okay. We can hold out for Peacemaker too.
Oh, maybe. I got to get in DC.
You still haven't watched Peacemaker?
Still haven't watched Peacemaker.
Wow.
I haven't watched any of the new...
That's it. Podcast over. He's got to go watch
I saw
Peacemaker.
Flash because I'm a huge Flash fan. I regret. I saw The Rock's movie, Black Adam. That was good. I saw part 1 of... I don't know. Marvel, I'm 100%, but DC, I'm probably shooting around 40%. Yeah. But I was one of the fools that paid for Flash. I was like, I love the Flash. Who doesn't love the Flash? What could go wrong? It went wrong. It went wrong. I even had Batman in it. I saw the Joker. I saw the Batman. You know what it is? I saw the Suicide Squad. I have a theory here. Hear me out on this one. DC 100 times better.
It's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be good. That's the good ones. If there's no it's bad. The Batman, pretty good.
That's not true.
All right, DC.
The Green Lantern.
Was it the Green Lantern? I think it's just Green Lantern.
Yeah, already done. Yeah,
No.
the Green Lantern already done.
I don't believe you. I'm putting Green Lantern movie. If it's
The
called the
Green
Green
Lantern,
Lantern,
already done.
I am gonna tap out. But
The Green Lantern already done.
no, it's just Green Lantern, you fool. There is no
Shit,
the
son of a
Green
bitch.
Lantern. Yeah, you
All right,
stand
hold
on.
There's gonna be.
There's Bing. There's Bing.
What about
Bing?
the Batman and Robin?
There is no the Batman and Robin. There's just Batman and Robin. Yeah, you're a house of fools. This is perfect.
It's got to be one. The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad was good. Suicide Squad was the bad
No, it
one.
wasn't. Suicide Squad.
That was with the Peacemaker.
Suicide Squad 2 was good.
No, part 1 is Suicide Squad. The second one's the Suicide Squad.
Is it?
Yeah, the good one's the.
Shit, maybe the is the secret.
That is. Wait, hold on. It might have been called The Flash. Hold on, we might have found it might have actually been called The Flash.
It was The Flash.
No! I went to go see it.
Honestly, though, it wasn't that bad.
Eh.
It was just The Flash himself nobody likes. But the movie wasn't awful.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It is The Flash. Oh.
But it had Gal Gadot in it.
Yeah. She was good in Wonder Woman, but 1984 thing, man. Ooh, that was rough. I'm the type of dad that doesn't ban anything from his kids. I'm one of those, obviously when they're young, you ban some things. But like entertainment and stuff, you're like, oh man, no, let's talk about it. Let's learn from it. That I banned Wonder Woman 1984 from my house. I was like, that is just a horrible lesson. Because here's the thing about Wonder Woman 1984. It's a horrible movie. But your wish comes true, and you basically, Wonder Woman's like, you're a fucking greedy bitch. Give it back so we can live in peace and be happy with ourselves. You don't think anyone wished to be with their dead relatives? You don't think anyone wished that big mistakes they've made in their life could change? Think about it. Think about how many wishes come from human beings out of pure guilt. And you're taking that away? Fuck you, Wonder Woman. Fuck you, Wonder Woman. I said it. Fuck you, Wonder Woman. There you go.
No. I mean, she tried her best.
She did not try her best at all. Have you seen this movie? The original Wonder Woman's good.
No, I won't want to. I'm waiting for them to release. There's only one superhero movie I really want to see in theaters. I'm waiting for the next release of it. No, Morbius third release. I'm going to be there.
Morbius?
Yeah, when they release it a third time, I'll be there.
Oh.
I promise. I won't miss this time.
It's Morbid time. It never.
Yeah,
I can't believe Sony got trolled. Dude, there's like a Spider-Woman one coming out, but she's like way younger than she was in the comics. I don't
Madam
know.
Web or something.
Yeah. Like I don't understand it because in the comics she's like an old lady, and now she's like I'm a hot college chick. It's all right, interesting. Don't know where this is going, but I don't know. Where do you draw the line? Do I have to quit Marvel? That's my thing.
No, you got to quit Sony, I think.
Man, you might be right.
Sony without Marvel has hurt us.
But Marvel without Sony, I think they just have to combine. Because
Marvel did okay without Sony.
I mean, Guardians Galaxy 3 was their best last movie. Low key is not a bad TV show.
But how many did they make without Spider-Man? Thor Ragnarok, no Spider-Man.
That's true. But we also had Thor Love and Thunder, so
Black Panther.
Black Panther was good. Black Panther 2 was pretty good.
Yeah, no Spider-Man.
A little pulled on our heartstrings.
Yeah, Namor was great.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
It really was. And Namor stole the show from me, dude. I was a big Namor.
Yeah. So, there we go. I don't know. That's the thing. Right here. This is where we get the hook. We're like, dude, they've made some good stuff in the past. I'll watch Echo. That's where they get us. That's how they get us to watch Echo. That's how it works.
You to watch Echo.
I know. And next we're getting...
You're a puppet.
Dude, I don't know. I haven't watched the Marvels yet. I did the old waiting for Disney Plus thing. Have you watched the Marvels?
Me either. No.
Are you going to watch the Marvels? Or are you like, no way, I'm afraid of girls?
I'm burnt out on Marvel right now.
Yeah, it is pretty rough. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the best last thing. And low-key is not bad. Like, honestly, if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3, low-key, and stop...
It's low-key. It's low-key. It's not the damn TNA wrestler, you animal.
Yeah, low-key.
No,
am I saying it
low-key.
wrong?
Yeah, it's just low-key.
I am pretty sure we are saying the same exact word.
You're spacing it out. You're saying low-key. Yeah, that time you said it.
Like, I am so confused. I am pretty sure I've said the whole thing.
You were saying
low-key.
You're saying low-key. Like, you were
now
saying,
I'm
like,
confused.
the guy from TNA. But
I
then
mean,
you started
the
saying
same
low-key.
name?
Like, no, there's just, listen. Low-key, low-key. Low-key, low-key. Do you hear the difference?
Very little. I would never have noticed it unless you pointed it out.
It's important, though, because I don't want people to think low-key matters, because low-key doesn't matter.
How dare you? He was pretty good at one time. He dressed up like a hitman once.
TNA.
What do you think he's doing? What do you think low-key is doing right now? Now I'm confused. The wrestler is the space, right?
X Division. Yeah, the wrestler has the space. He's trying to get an X Division title or something.
All right.
Was he named X Division champion? I don't know.
I imagine he was. Everyone was. You look like sleepy. What is it? 4 o'clock in the morning for you? It's Wrestle AM, not Sleepy AM.
It's 3:20.
3:20. I say the BS goes another hour. Like we can have a special podcast just for BS.
I don't know.
All right.
This isn't even going to be anywhere but the podcast.
This is a podcast exclusive.
Yeah, wait, man.
No segment. Area. This is it. And should we give a number to see if they lasted this long? Pick a number from one of your favorite NBA players.
33.
All right, you put down 33, Larry Bird. You put down 33. We know you're a real one. I liked one guy in a chat, in the comments was like, I'm not a real one, but I know you always ask at the end. If you're a real one, put it down 33. A real one. So there you go. It feels good. Would you like to buy a used Wrestle Kingdom ticket? Wrestle Kingdom 18? I'll sell
What?
it to you for $20.
No. Do you want to buy a used condom?
I mean, who used it? I mean, is it autographed? What's the condition?
Jack Perry did.
Jack, nah, I'm good, dude. I can't see resell. I don't know, but you could maybe, because you could be like, oh, this is Luke Perry's kid. You could have Luke Perry inside you. This guy really
want
dark.
Luke Perry inside you?
Not me, but you could probably sell it to a lady.
It's too late. You already
there's
said
some
it.
lady.
No,
I'm
we
still
already
doing
know
the
where your
sales
head went.
pitch.
The
The sales
immediately
pitch.
went toward.
You gotta
you can have
pitch the
Jack Perry
sale.
inside you.
You gotta.
I know what you thought. The first thing you thought of when you heard.
First off, I said Luke
Jack
Perry.
condom
Okay, listen.
Was having it inside you. You
Let's-
wanted to butt chug
I
Jack
know.
Perry's
Well,
condom.
hold on. First off, second off,
We gotta wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap it up, but let me say, we can all agree, if you're gonna have a gay experience, you're picking Luke over Jack every time. I'm just saying.
Luke's dead.
Well, I mean, you gotta have a time machine in this scenario. You
Why?
sick fucking raccoon.
You're the one that wants
Well,
to bang
then,
the.
you know what?
You're-
No.
You got problems, buddy.
No. Yeah.
These Jersey kids. What happens under the boardwalk? Does
Good old bird war. I wanted to make a t-shirt a long time ago. And people from Jersey thought it was hilarious, but they told me not to. Back in the day, you used to make funny t-shirts and could sell them. Now that is a market that is over the top. And a New Jersey t-shirt it was a picture of New Jersey and a cheeseburger. It says, nothing says New Jersey like a free that from a homeless guy for a cheeseburger. I think I messed up my t-shirt. I'll work on it. I was trying to censor myself, and then when I censored myself, I messed up the joke. Censorship ruins t-shirts. There you go. We know now. Thank you, Google overlords. Thank you, Google overlords. All right, he's SidsLight on everything. I'm KocoSports on everything. I got a Noah review and preview coming, and I got 1,000 videos. Do you know why I'm not making videos? It's cold. Like, really, that's why I haven't been making videos. I'm supposed to be making 3 to 4 videos a day. It's just cold. It's hard to make videos when it's cold. How do you guys make videos in the winter? There's a blanket. There's streaming services. I watched Echo instead of doing other videos. But yeah, we got a lot going down. Sid, do you have anything you want to say before we let you go?
I stream like every day on Twitch.
Every day.
SidsLight on Twitch. I'm there like legit. I'm there a lot.
All right. With that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, did you like, comment, subscribe? That'd be really cool if you did. Da-na-na-na-na-na.